You are in it.
In it to win it. All right. Drop those questions. We are rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay. I guess today is.
It's Tuesday. It's the second day of the year.
This is kind of like everybody's real first workout, I guess. If you were up enjoying, maybe yesterday wasn't the greatest workout and diet day. Maybe you kind of enjoyed with the family. It's fully understandable. That kind of goes with it. But that being said, today was kind of the day that you put everything aside and start back to it, right? I know we sure did. We started off again, squatties, and then we got, it happens. 6 weeks in power bodybuilding, what happens is that we get carried away with strength. So I had a guy that has been with me consistent 3 weeks, great fighter, grappler, jiu-jitsu. Not the biggest guy in the world in any means, I don't think. But he's good average height, good size. I mean, to the average person, he's good. So maybe 170, 180, 5'10", maybe a little above, good physique, late 20s.
Fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He's working out every single day. Now, here's the cool thing. Even though he teaches, but also studies. So he's there quite a bit at the dojo. And he's grappling. And obviously, if anybody knows wrestling or judo or any style of martial arts, usually at the end of class, you're free to go. And usually you do go for a good half an hour, which is extreme cardio. That being said, and I know that we talked about this the other day, how much can you do without damaging your training? And how much training can you do without damaging your martial arts or your hobby outside of the gym? So it's a give and take. But it was a nice discovery. We don't know what his top tier is, but he put 50 pounds on his squat from when he started to 21 days later. That's
impossible.
Right. It's so great. You beginners, anybody out there that is somewhat of a beginner, and a beginner could be 5-10 years, you're still a beginner. If you haven't mastered nutrition and training and competing, you're probably still somewhat of a beginner. And he's trained for years and stuff, but he's never trained correctly with percentages, with nutrition being on point. And not just, again, I'm not talking eating healthy. I'm talking the right amount of calories for this individual, for what this body burns and how this body needs to recover. So it's a little different than the typical person that goes, yeah, I eat healthy, but then you ask them how much they're eating, they don't know. And then you ask them, how's their training? Well, I go in 3 days, 4 days a week for a half an hour or 40 minutes. Again, no real plan, no setup. So it's a cool thing to see 21 days, proper nutrition, proper training can do for someone who's advanced in one sport. He's a black belt in BJJ, and you don't get there within a couple of years. That takes a good decade. So that was cool to see today. And also, it's nice to train with somebody like that has a mindset that they're willing to turn it on. So I think for all of you guys, if you could approach the gym maybe a little bit more intensely, is that even a word? Intensely? Instead of just kind of going, I'm just going to go through the motions, being a little bit more attached to it would be a good call. Go for it.
Let's see what we got. That one's getting skipped. Is it worth taking creatine if you are just in a body weight workout regime?
Yeah, I mean, so you do a couple more push-ups, a couple more handstand push-ups, a couple more split jumpy lunges. It gives you more. So why not take more? So you can do a little bit more. That's the cool thing about it, right?
Always take more. What is a good alternative for lat pull downs if you don't have one in your gym?
Alternative to lat pull-ups.
it.
Yeah, just do some pull-ups.
It's basic.
And if you guys do have a lat pull down machine, still do pull-ups. Maybe not on the same day. Maybe pick it on your next back workout, but get those things in there. Good spread.
What's your take on keto?
Well, like an extreme bodybuilding diet, is that what you're talking about? I'm assuming. So just a low carb diet or no carb diet, it works for a period of time. If you want to do it, and that will be what gets you being disciplined, then I'm a fan of it. But if you're saying that, and just for anybody out there, if this is the perfect diet, this is what's going to work for me, this is the best thing ever, then no.
I would assume that someone like this isn't talking about a hardcore bodybuilding diet, because a hardcore bodybuilding diet requires so is keto, very strict. You got to be on it. You're tracking your stuff. But I feel like I see so many influencers talk about keto, and then the fat is just nothing like what a hardcore bodybuilder would be doing.
Something that slipped my mind.
Yeah, you're eating.
I instantly think just low carbs, but
because
these guys.
That's the right way.
Oh, good point.
I see all this. I had a whole package of bacon, and I had a block of cheese with it, and I had the 12 whole eggs with it. That's like, okay, that's keto.
Yeah, it's a good point. Then I'll stay with, if it's the first thing that you're doing and you've been eating bad before, then it's a great start for anybody. Because in any diet, I don't mean keto, I'm just speaking of metaphorically of any diet. And then when you get the body moving and grooving and you understand what's working and what's not working, then change it. But I would always say too, this is, like Jeff made a great point. I forget that keto is like a high fat diet. I'd make sure just to get your blood work done, make sure that maybe this is a good one for you after 12 weeks, after 16 weeks of doing it, and then decide at that point, which is great because you just set yourself up on a good regimen and you've been staying to it for 16 weeks, which is probably longer than most of you have dieted consistently.
What sticks out as one of your greatest gym sessions or gym memories?
Too many.
Ooh.
Too many. Everything had its place for its time. Like I go back to my 12, 13, 14 years old, getting teased from the greatest powerlifters in the world, not at my gym. These guys were the best in the world. Being teased because I said, I'm getting ready for a powerlifting meet, but I'm getting ready for a bodybuilding competition before that. And this gym was a hardcore. Well, I had the best powerlifters in the world. So you can imagine how hardcore. And the owner of the gym was a world champion. So me saying at 13, 14, I'm going to do a bodybuilding show and getting teased. I think that was such a great moment because that fun teasing and bullying me is set me up to win and not worry about the ones that actually, because there's a difference between somebody teasing you and those guys that want to see you succeed and call you out on, hey, you're half-assing it, you're not pushing it hard enough. That stuff you need in your life, and I sure did. And seeing those guys succeed through decades, and those kind of individuals succeeding through decades, it's something that is like, maybe I wouldn't have gone as far if I didn't have those kind of gym sessions with these guys and being that age. Because it's been a long career. And like you guys know, social media is, if you're afraid of words, can damage you. So I think it was a great learning experience. So I can't say those aren't good. But then listen, later in my 20s, I'm training with Tom Plaz, Lee Haney, Barry DeMay. It's like, holy sheesh. And then as life goes on, I get to train with the greatest every year of my entire life. That's pretty cool. And still to this day, it's like these guys I grew up with are my friends. The Frank Zanes, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, the Lou Ferrignos. These guys it's like, wow, still fun. And somebody said this the other day. The gym and the session, and it's a great question. Thank you, brother. The gym is the one place that everything else is removed. The stature of who you are. Like Kennedy works out in our gym, and it's like this guy's huge in today's world and huge in America, but in the gym, he's a guy that's just training. And there's guys that are starving actors that are come in there that are trying to make it, and they're broke, and they're being waiters on the weekends to try to make that money, and they're even with everybody. It's a cool playing ground where everybody's equal, and then it's just how much work you put into the gym and the relationships. It's a great place to grow up.
Difference between pull-ups with straight legs and legs bent backwards.
It's just a counterbalance. It's
not going to give you bigger, thicker,
No,
wider lats, right?
No. It's not like, oh, geez, yeah, it's such a short-lived moment. However you balance and can use most of your back. And then if you can use your legs to kip up, not like CrossFit, but a little to get a couple extra reps. Cool deal. I'm good with that.
Should I have a program?
That's at any level. At any level, you should have a program. And a beginner should have a program tenfold, but each Mr. Olympia has a program. So you're talking about the most created physiques. And then you got guys that have to change their physiques for movies, and they're on a program for it. So great question. And this is for everybody. If you're not on a program, I'll guarantee you're moving slowly backwards. And it may not show today, but it will show in time.
Now, can a program be just training, or can programs have other aspects with them? Or should they? Meaning, like, should they talk about nutrition? Should they talk about supplementation as well? Is that all part of a program?
Well, it should be, because think about how we started this conversation out today. We talked about a guy within 21 days, been training for 10 years, but in 21 days, he did more gains and more progress than he did in 10 years. And the reason why he didn't get that progress in 10 years is because he wasn't doing everything. Well, okay, so the program in my world, like you said keto, and I just thought of high protein, low carbs. But again, that's not correct, I guess. Jeffrey kind of pointed that out. It's also high fats. So that's not a bodybuilding diet. So again, a program is all, in my opinion. It should be all. Or again, you're not getting the full benefit of what the gym can do for you. So nutrition, proper sleep and recovery, proper program in the gym, or proper workout, I guess you would say. Proper program, whichever.
Do you think it's beneficial for people to analyze their aesthetics and physique, or are the numbers and the lifts more beneficial to focus on?
I think it's all beneficial. If I'm understanding you correctly, are you saying look over your physique? Is that what he's saying? Yeah, check it. I would. It's your art piece. And it's a great question. But yeah, I think it all goes together. So is the physique pleasing to you? Are you training certain things harder than others because maybe you're set up to have great legs because of your family, genetics, what you did as a sports as a kid? So are you training your upper body harder than your legs? All that kind of plays into it. And it's a great way to analyze this is like, just so you know, all of you here, there's probably a body part that grows faster than others. You're genetically prone to have great arms. You're genetically gifted with a good chest, whatever that may be. That doesn't mean I wouldn't spend as much energy and time on the good body parts. I would try to bring up the bad lagging body parts. And that way you're more balanced visually for yourself. And also you're getting the whole body to function as a strong unit. And then the numbers go into play. The numbers are telling you, and it's an easy way to gauge. am I getting better? Am I getting stronger? And those are good things. And again, for anybody that's here that doesn't think getting stronger as you age is your goal, then you don't understand life. That should be the goal. The goal should be you can get stronger throughout your life. You don't need to be a powerlifting champion or a strongman, but you should individually try to get to that point where you're getting stronger, stronger, stronger. Your body's getting better, better, better. That should be the goal.
Favorite tricep exercise and using dumbbells?
I would go with tricep extensions, a Titan press. Those would be the great things for, but I wouldn't, but your first part of the question is it's reverse. Reverse bench is my favorite for triceps. And it's just so many facets of what that does outside of just huge, thick triceps. And Mona was talking about this the other day. Mona was doing 150 for 3 to 5 on reverse. It's like, whew, that's great because, again, she's moving a certain amount of weight that a lot of guys can't push, and she's just doing it for her triceps. And it's healthy shoulders and healthy elbows. And if there's one person that I really keep an eye on, because I can't risk any injuries for that person, it's the baby mama, Mona. And so I would never have her do something that's so far out of, hey, just throw it. Just go for the big deadlift. Just do 315. That's not the approach. And I don't think anybody should injure themselves. You should all try to protect yourselves. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to push yourself. There's 2 different worlds.
We're getting a lot of this one right here. What is the best forearm workout?
Deadlifting. I don't think there's anything better than deadlifting for your forearms.
It's nothing better.
Yeah. Try to keep an overhand grip as far as you can, and then reverse it when you just can't maintain that weight. That's you want strong forearms. Whew, it's great. And it's easy to gauge too if your forearms are getting better. I think the best I ever did is five biscuits with overhand. And that's not a hook grip, it's just a grab. No hook. But I could deadlift up to 8. So that kind of tells you what that reverse locked in grip would do for you. Go for it.
Do you imagine yourself as a forever student continuing to learn new things? How often do you go away from what you know and try new methods?
Well, we try different positions all the time. And it's so cool to see the old school guys say something, and I can so relate to it. I just saw another one, and what's more fun, and I got to say this, it is so fun to see the what is it? What are the Instagrammers? I guess it's the influencers crying about don't do this with your wrist, don't change it, it does nothing. Don't
the experts.
Yeah, the experts don't put your feet in and out and stuff. And I see these guys, and I see they were nothing at one point, then they became amazing physiques for a blink of a second, and then they just decline. And they decline at such a young age. These guys are in their late 20s and 30s, and they've already peaked. And it's like, wow. And the reason I say that is because then you see these guys that are still moving and grooving. The Robbie Robinsons, the Frank Zanes, the Arnold Schwarzenegger. And speaking of Arnold, he was talking about how we'd go in and we'd do the basic exercise. And it's just what we talk about all the time. It's like I move my feet in, I move my foot out, I put my foot this way, I put it on a block, I went barefoot, I had shoes on, I went high tops, I went Converse, I move. The exercise is the same. It's just the foot position is slightly different. And then they go, then you got to wait a day to kind of see where it felt the next day and what was sore and what wasn't sore and how we hit that thing. Was it the teardrop? Was it the glute tie-in? And I'm sitting there going, I can relate with that because we've been doing that and we've been doing that for years. And I see how healthy that is. It's an amazing thing. And so, yeah, I am a student of this. And again, every year I get older, I learn more because I have to change. I have to understand, what does this bracket do? Because remember, as a teenager in my teens and I was doing this, it was a different level. I'd recover so quick. My 20s, the same thing. By the time I hit my 30s and closed in on 40s for that man strength, it was like I could pick up and I felt like I could wrestle a bear. So you have to keep learning as you're aging. And one of the biggest things is a lot of these, again, back to your guys's professionals or whatever you call those things again, those guys that are online and they talk about what's the rep range and what's the sets and all this stuff.
Optimal?
Yeah. They're also talking about a certain age where you have a moment, a blip of a moment to really optimize your body in your 20s and 30s to become this great phenomenon. And most of those guys were like that at that point, and then they couldn't maintain it or they couldn't keep growing. So how much do you know if you shut down and then you just go, no, there's only one way to do it, this range to do it? You'll find what works best for you as you continue and continue and continue to do this. And the greatest in the world, the really greatest in the world is the ones that have still maintained there's some strength in their bodies. They're still moving with their bodies. Nothing beats Robbie Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's still learning at the stage he's at now. So,
and there's a new video with him on the page right now. So check that out after this live.
yeah, go over to the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to the YouTube. Check out Robbie doing this exercise. And I'll guarantee there's already some people going, that's not the right way to do it. And it's like, can you fathom the guy is 1 in 8 billion people? There's only one Robbie Robinson. And some Joe Blow is out there going, that's not the way to do it. It's like,
dude, get out of
for
here.
you, maybe. For Robbie, it's tenfold. It's done great. Mary, awesome. I love that you're meeting with Titan Medical tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys should all go watch Robbie. Poetry in motion.
Do you cheat on the diet? And is it a day or a meal?
No, you stay on the program. You stay on the program. You may have high days and cheat days, but those are still part of the program for when your body needs it. So remember that. Dorian just put out a great one, talking about he liked his cheat days and why he did those. And I agree with it. A high day is for your body. A cheat day is for you mentally. So just keep that in mind. And again, if you guys are as consistent as some of the guys I train with, then it's okay to have that cheat day, but it's part of the plan.
Fastest solution for being skinny fat.
Proper calorie intake. It's the fastest you can do. Proper calorie intake.
Simple as fast.
Yeah, simple is the fastest way to do it. Keep it real simple.
I don't know what this is. Do you? Thoughts on the new category discussions in the Olympia?
I heard, but this is over a year and a half ago, about a new category. So I don't know which one you're talking about. It sounds like something you're talking about is just recent.
Yeah, if there's an update, let me know.
How should you schedule lifting in conjunction with jiu-jitsu? The same day? Before? After?
Well, how many days are you doing jiu-jitsu? 3 days, or are you one of these guys that I train with that are 6 days a week? I would do the lifting before, because again, jiu-jitsu is the point there is to not use your strength, learn the techniques, and then at the end of the class, you're going to roll and you're going to shoot your load at that point. So you won't be able to have anything to go lift. So I would lift before. That's what I would do. And then depending on how many days you do it, if you are just a guy that goes 3 days a week, do it on your non-jiu-jitsu days.
Do you get lower back pain from training your entire adult life?
No, I'm still moving. Most of the people, especially people like a decade younger than me, got beat up knees and shoulders and back from not exercising. The principle of exercising is so you can stay in the fight longer. So it'd be your thought patterns. I understand it, but you're thinking like a normal person that doesn't have the knowledge. Yeah, that's what the average person would say. Well, if you weightlift, you're gonna have bad body or bad shoulders and knees and stuff. And it's actually the opposite. That's what's cool about weightlifting.
The rest of the day gets depressing once I'm done at the gym.
Yeah.
How to deal with this?
You got to find those other things that you need to focus on. You got to focus on work, family, life, whatever that may be, but you got to focus on that. But I understand. The gym is where you feel, a lot of us feel truly, truly alive.
Just go upstairs.
Just call the day's done. You lift, go take your nap, go back and do your second lift, and then call it a day.
That's it. I'm inspired to get back into the gym. Thank you, Mike.
Nice. Is 315 for 8 on incline?
At 20 years old, very good. So, up.
That's great, my man. What's the percentage on guys that can't bench 225?
It's 1. I'm pretty sure it's 1 or 99%.
Yeah. Go search Google and write the percentage of males that can bench 225. Try just the US.
Geez, 0.075%. So under a percentage.
What is it? 0? 0 point?
Yeah, conflicting info. One thing says 0.075%, so less than 1%. Something else says around 3%.
Either way, think of that. And that's 225.
Yeah.
So 315 at 20, you're setting yourself up to win, kid. Mostly because you're doing incline, which is a better lift.
When you first started training, did you know that you would then be training for the rest of your life?
That was the goal. And when I first started training, it was 9. And so I knew 9, 10, 11, it was like, this is what I would like to do. And I was looking at the magazines and I was like, this guy on the cover with the hotties on the beach, whatever this is with that physique, I want to be doing that. And started at 9, but at 17, I knew that I would make a living doing that. So that was cool.
I've been doing more behind the neck press. Thank you. Going light with high volume. My shoulders feel great.
How good, David, let me know how great they feel right after you do it. No matter how stiff you are when you start, by the time you are done and you did, regardless if it's lightweight, high volume, whatever that is, after you stretch through that motion, how great do the shoulders feel? Please hit me back. There's someone who's going to have healthy shoulders for a lifetime.
How do you keep your arm tendons and joints healthy?
Just listen to my YouTubes. Go check that out right now. We talk about that. And again, that's not something that you do in a day or a couple of weeks. It's what you do over a long period of time, because again, everybody's going to have arthritis at some point late in life, and you want to push that off as long as you can. So make sure that you take that in for anybody that wants to hear about that stuff. It's over on the YouTube.
Here, we just talked about this earlier. Any advice for people with normal jobs and committing to fit and consistent exercise and diet?
Yeah, you'll get it in there. So lives are set up. So the concept about people with normal jobs, you got to understand that basically everybody has to pay bills and everybody sets yourself up. And so if there's any youngsters here, the one thing is you want to see this and then understand that you want to live a different life. First off, a normal job or something that you set yourself up for comes from a youth. So try to keep pushing yourself as a youth to set yourself up so where no matter what job you have, you still train. The guys I train with all have normal jobs and they still get their training in. So you got to get that thing in there. Oh, the kid. Oh my gosh.
That's a normal job. Is
That's worse than a normal job.
rough.
A normal job is a guy drives a certain amount of time to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That's a normal job. This guy is a truck driver, and so their hours are you pick up your load and then you have to have it wherever it is at a certain time. So they usually drive during nights because of less traffic and stuff. Their schedules are absolutely wrecked. But I know a few. Remember the guy that was counting? Hercules? Herc? His nickname's Herc, and he was counting my reps on my birthday squats.
Oh yeah, right.
Another truck driver. He takes
Uh
the squat rack I have, the free one.
huh.
He has that under his truck,
Yeah.
and whenever he gets time, he stops at a stop truck,
That's what this guy does.
and then he lifts.
He does the same exact thing.
You'll find it.
I've seen him do it.
Normal jobs, hard jobs, doctors, lawyers, people that can't control their hours. You'll find time, guys, no matter what.
If you want it.
Yeah. And then the goal should be, because I hate the idea of a normal job. The goal should be to work somewhere where you're still living your life, you're still doing your things, you're still taking care of your health. So it's a great question, my friend. Bald Liz be in. Say that fast. Jeffrey, why aren't you answering this question?
Mike, will you answer my question, please? What's your question, dude? There we did. Just got it. We will answer it. Which is better for bulking, rice or pasta?
Pasta. I find, and I think pasta or noodles were one of my biggest gainers as a teen into my early 20s. And that was my go-to for powerlifting. When I was getting ready for a powerlifting meet, it was noodles, tuna, and whole eggs mixed together.
Let me scroll down. Let me get to the bottom of this. I'm way up. We're getting a lot of action right now. Yeah. This is why does nobody do dumbbell pullovers despite it being a staple in old school bodybuilding?
Yeah, unfortunately, you hit a nerve there with a lot of newbies or a lot of the science guys. It's an easy one to pick on because of the range of motion. And I think the new age people are trying to stay away from range of motion to minimize risk, which they don't understand. By staying away from range of motion, you're setting yourself up for more risk because you're not used to those positions. Besides people listening to somebody say something articulately and then believing that that is a factual thing, I don't know why they do it besides that. But that's the problem. I mean, weightlifting, again, it's like weightlifting is one of those things that if you can try to make it different, I think for a lot of these people, then that's the trick and that's what they're going to promote when weightlifting, just doing the basic stuff works. That's what's fun. It's like I'm still here because I was intelligent enough to understand when I was young that I didn't need to be really creative and over the top. I needed to do the basics and be okay with the basics. And that's what's kept me in the game. What worked for you in your 20s and 30s? For anybody here, what worked for you in your 20s and 30s? And then why do you change it? Because they say go away from carbs, start fasting all the time, use light weight. It's like, does it not sound like they're babying you? And so then you start babying your body, and then you continue to baby your body. What happens? Less stress, easier to get hurt.
What do you put in your water throughout the day?
Oh, that's a nice one. Jeffrey, did you put up a YouTube short on that?
Not short.
We'll do that. Hey, thanks, my friend. I'll do that tomorrow. Check out my YouTube shorts. I'll show you tomorrow what we put in there first thing in the morning.
Let's just binge watch 4 hours of your live Q&A vids, and then this pops up.
Thanks, my friend.
Right.
Thank you, buddy. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. I like this because this is somebody that fights the good battle. She's in it. She's in it. So she's doing some good blood work to make sure that everything is okay. I like that.
Mike, is dad strength real?
Yeah, it's called old man strength. Yeah, and it is real. So is density, muscle thickness. All those things are real. And I was impatient, but patient. So I'd fight to get that density in the muscles when I was in my teens and 20s, which again, it's not going to happen. And then I wanted the man strength, but then I got suddenly surprised that as strong as I was as a teen and 20s, how monstrously strong I'll be in my 40s. And it was like, wow. Now, so it's a cool thing about life. It really sets you up in a weird way to keep you healthy for the longest time you can.
Do you use the reverse?
Oh, go.
Oh, let's go for that. Do you use the reverse hyper?
Yeah, if the gym has it. Yeah, it's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I know Matt Wenning has one. You got to get that for the new place.
Yeah. He's got.
I saw an old school one. I don't know if it was Nautilus or what, but man, it hinged at the waist and had you standing up. It was just a good bent over. But you can, we've been doing a lot more good mornings, and a good morning one, really. You want a reverse hyper is moderately easy, but it's a great one. It's moderately easy compared to a good morning. A good morning, man. You want a good one? We're going to do some tomorrow. We're going to do it on the, and I love that Stan Efferton showed me this one. It's a pin press. It basically is. So you're taking it all the way down until you can stop on the machine or a band or wherever the rack is. Moderately relax and then flex out of it in that position. You talk about an exercise that people would say would hurt you. Bulletproof your body. It's a great one. I clicked on this. No, never trained over there. But I understand a lot of his principles are things that I've picked up through the years. Never got a chance, but I got to train with an incredible coach, Jeff Magruder, powerlifting champion. Right here. This is where.
Big Mike, where are you live?
Right here in the nizzle. I don't even know what that means. A lot of questions, guys. Nice job.
How do you find/make a program?
Recommendation is just get a coach that knows his stuff. My Titan Crew members are everybody that's in there gets that Titan Crew members private group for free because they're on the subscription for nutrition and training. Nope. Never did. Never did.
What's your take on the 3 to 6 rep range?
I love those 3 to 6. I love it. There's no mileage there. You get some good stress to the body.
Favorite potato? Purple? Sweet? Idaho?
Washington. I guess that'd be Idaho. rustic,
Russet.
russet. I like them all though. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, a sweet potato with salmon. Whew, can't go wrong there.
What about some red skin potatoes?
Oh, the little. What is the little red potatoes, guys? What is that called?
Yeah, red skin, right?
I thought there was a name for them. I don't know what they
Might be.
are.
Might have
But man,
specific.
she makes those in like a stew or something. Those things are ridiculous. You see what it's called? You guys know what I'm talking about? Those little red potatoes.
So good.
It's like there's an orange, and then what's the smaller
Like
orange?
a mandarin
Is that what it's called?
Mhm.
Not a
or a clementine.
something like that. Those things are love it.
Just small red skin potatoes.
Oh, okay. That's racist.
Oops. And? Is it racist or true? How
How long should you fast?
how long should you fast for, or is it something you have to experiment with for yourself?
Again, I think fasting goes. There's so many facets of it, and why you're doing it. So, are you doing it because you mentally think that you need to detox? Are you doing it because you want to test yourself mentally? Are you doing it because you read something? So, those are all facets of it. I'll do it to see how strong I can be mentally and physically with no food and for a period of time. And then I'll also do it periodically if I'm slicing and dicing and I just want to get even more ripped for a moment. But it would only work if the body is working with me at that time, right? It'd be only beneficial for me and the people I work with if they're going in that direction already, using food and their calorie intake to cut the body fat and then to use it. So that's one of those things. You need to tell me why you're doing it first for me to tell you how long you can do it. And then it's just, like you said, like anything, find out what works for you, as long as you're keeping goals and not goals, but you're keeping record of what you're trying to attain by doing it. Are you doing it for a certain reason? You got health issues, you got skin allergies, you want to get ready for something. Those are all kind of questions you need to ask yourself.
I know you said you don't train abs year round. How early do you start before you want them to peak?
I'll normally start doing abs to cause more of a calorie burn 12 weeks before a show, and that show could be guest posing, movie, TV show, whatever that is. When I want that peak day, it will start about 12 weeks out. And then as those weeks go, I'll move it from more of a calorie burn, again, because it's all about calories, right? How many more things can I bring in to burn calories to get sliced? And so then I'll take it into a range of overtraining them at the last stage of that diet for like 4 weeks. I'll try to overtrain them tremendously to cause atrophy in it.
Mary, I just want to thank you for watching over me.
Mary, trust me, thank you for being here and stuff and everything. And I still got your last gift right next to my desk, so thank you for being you. I appreciate you, kid, tremendously.
One rep max kind of scares me a little because of the risk of self-damage. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I fully understand that you're scared of it and stuff. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to you personally, or you've read so much. I don't know why your mind thinks that. So I don't know. Also, I don't know what I'm assuming that you possibly have gotten hurt, or when you read something, you think it's just factual because the majority say that it's true. So let me know. Hit me back and tell me the reason for why you think that is so.
Yeah, that's weird. Is there any real benefit to red light therapy for recovery after training?
I don't know about after training, but I love red light therapy. For me, I wouldn't do it after training because your body's inflamed after training, and I need my body to itself take care of that inflammation and the recovery. So I don't want to take that away. Your body, everybody's body gets inflamed and filled up after the workout, and that's a cool thing, and that's where you want it to do it, and then your body will recover itself. So I wouldn't want to take that away from it. But as for red, I love it. That's one of my favorites. I mean, I tremendously feel it, but that's me.
If I'm working out 2 muscle groups a day, how many workouts should I be doing for each muscle? Oh, I read that wrong.
How many sets?
I guess sets. When I read it, I thought he meant how much time should he work out a day. But if I'm working out 2 muscle groups a day, how many sets should I do for each muscle?
That would go with the program.
There it is.
So again, which is great that you're doing this. Now, what's awesome is that you know that you're doing 2 body parts a day. You know you have 12 weeks of doing whatever this program is, and then your reps and sets are correlated with that first 4 weeks, and then you got the second 4 weeks and the third 4 weeks. So you already know what the end is, and so you'll obviously know how many to begin with. That way you can continue to stay ahead of the plateaus and continue to get better. So congratulations. That's on a plan. I love that. Do you think he's on a plan?
Fuck no. Planning to fail.
Say that out loud.
Planning to fail.
What's the term? Without planning, you're planning to fail?
Yeah, if you're not on a plan, you're planning to fail. Who's there? Package?
Whoa!
Mike, standing overhead press or seated?
So this is 2.
Who's there?
We're going to do...
Someone just opened
That's
the
first one is I'm going to do my drinks and show you guys tomorrow morning what I put in my drinks, and that'll be over on the YouTube shorts. And it's the aminos, the carbs, the everything, all those aspects that I put in my first gallon of water. Second is tomorrow is a big day, right? So we have to do a couple things on lifting, but one of them has got to be a press. And so what I'll do is I'll do both presses tomorrow for YouTube shorts and talk about the 2 different aspects of it. But I'll tell you this, guys, and we don't have to, which is great. We don't have to pick one, right? You get to do seated press. You get to do standing press. You get to do in front press. You get to do behind the neck press. If someone said, and you can choose one exercise for shoulder press, what would it be? I would say standing behind the neck shoulder press would be the one that I would say I'll stay with. Now, I'm curious if anybody here could tell me why that would be. Why would standing behind the neck shoulder press be my number 1 go-to? If I had to choose. Again, we don't have to, which is great about weightlifting. We got to try different things. But why would that be my number 1?
New here. This stuff keeps popping up on my YouTube front page. Love it. Ask away.
Ask away, my friend. Ask away.
Mike, is it possible to gain muscle while shredded? This is my first time I've been shredded and feeling confident and full of energy.
Well, first of all, if this is the first time you've been shredded, I'm assuming that you just dieted down to this. So congratulations. And so few people, like Jeff said it earlier, the percentage of men that bench more than 225 is 1%. That's scary to me. That's disappointing to me. Now, that being said, somebody getting sliced to this level is again a very small percentage. I don't know what that would be, the percentage wise, but to have energy and feel great at that is twice as best. Wow, someone correct me on that. It is times 2 on that. So it's not only did you get in shape, you feel great, and that is a huge thing. That's huge. So congratulations on that. And so I'm assuming that, yes, for you, you could also, you're guaranteed that you retained your muscle. And then it depends on your calorie intake on what you got sliced on. Because I do know people that get bigger, at least visually, and look more muscular as they diet down for shows. So, yeah, keep your mind open to that you can. And regardless of what expert tells you you can't do it, just say thank you and move on and keep living your way.
The guy earlier that asked, do I need a plan?
Yes.
Thanks for responding to my question. I'm new to working out and trying to get a plan for each day.
Okay, so don't get a plan for each day. That's not how you would do it. My recommendation is you don't get a plan for each day, because somebody can give you supersets on the first day, then give you partials with overload on the nervous system the next day, and then you could go to a slow compound exercise program the next day. Get a plan that is set up for 12 weeks, because that's your range. That's it. You can give yourself and go, hey, I'm going to go from 60% to 100% over the next 12 weeks, and then pull it back to 60%. So I would get on a pound. If you like the 2 body parts a day, I would go the Blitz. I would go over to my page right now. It's probably on here too. This is Facebook. You could just click on my links and pick the Blitz workout. And that's going to give you 2 body parts a day. And it's going to pull you through for the next weeks of getting absolutely beastie.
It's going to pull you through, all right.
Yeah, it's a tough one. 39, lifting my whole life.
What's that?
Bam.
I'm 39, lived my whole life. Feel great, strong, look good with a shirt on, but I'm finding getting screen ready for something shirtless takes twice as long as it used to. TRT?
No, just plan it. I mean, first of all, TRT isn't something you just do because you're taking longer to get in shape. You do blood work to see if there's something going on at 39, which is a great age, because there could be a chance at 39 that things are not working as well as it used to. But for you to just go, I'm not getting in shape, so it's got to be this. Don't do that. Just go with, get your blood work done, because if you come back and your blood work's great at 39, that is awesome. Hi, buddy. Come on in.
Why didn't you pass my chair?
I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm in trouble, guys. It's not my. I'm about. I'll finish on this though. For this right here is. Oh, can you step back just a little bit?
Okay. Hey.
Hi, we're back.
You're.
Oh, let me finish this one real quick on this one. Plan for 12 weeks. You've done this before, right? And so you're getting ready for screen. So make sure here's the problem. I know that you may not have 12 weeks, but I don't recommend you rushing it. I imagine 12 weeks. Make sure your calories are good off season as you're getting ready for this. Feel free to hit me up again, all right, on the next discussion. But let me know first, did you do your blood work? Is it okay? Or do we need to optimize your health some way? And then the second, have you been dieting consistent? And I know we just went through Christmas and New Year. So did you do the ups and downs during that time? And then how long do you have till you start production? All right. Thanks for your question, my man. Is there any more that pay before? I know they're donations.
Yeah, let me see the pay one. All right, boom, got you, boy.
Hey, back to a 20-year-old, 315 on inclines.
Come on.
That's right.
Sorry.
Daddy's
We got all
taking a
of
long time.
We got
I
all
don't like that.
We got this. We got it. We're good. Hey, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Again, tomorrow we got Momo, 2 films tomorrow. The first one is going to be What's in My Water? And the second is going to be shoulder press. Tighten. Are you going to do the shoulder press with us?
No.
What are you gonna do?
Are you squatting again?
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do then? You're too good looking, son. Jeez Louise. Can you shoot that off that screen right there, Jefferson?
No.
And what do you want to say to everybody? Where can they see you?
Yeah.
Okay. They're ready for you. Where can they see you at?
I cannot fit here.
Okay, go.
So we're drawing.
But where can they see you?
So everybody, we're going to draw a B-52
A B-52.
with my
So
brand
we're gonna.
with my brand new marker.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna cut out and be a father. He's my little artist. Yeah.
First,
Oh,
we draw a super wall. We draw a.